Learning Adobe with Miss L.
Hello, and thank you for joining me for today's lesson in Adobe Photoshop. So my name is Miss L, and today we're going to be talking about copyright. So what is copyright? Copyright is the legal right given to an intellectual property owner. It is the exclusive right to copy, distribute, and profit from a work. So with copyright, we're going to be focusing on Creative Commons licenses. Creative Commons licenses give everyone from individual creators to large institutions a standardized way to grant the public permission to use their creative work under copyright law. From the reuser's perspective, the presence of a Creative Commons license on a copyrighted work answers the question, what can I do with this work? So if a work is open for anyone to use for any kind of purpose, this means it falls under public domain. Public domains means it's available to anyone for any kind of purpose that they want to use that work for. Now, under the Creative Commons license types, there are 6 main types, and they can be broken down into 4 main symbols that make up the 6 different Creative Commons license types. So let's talk about these 4 symbols before we get into the specific types. So the first one is the BY, or Attribution by Creative Commons license. This means that credit must be given back to the original creator or author of the work. The second type is the NC, or non-commercial. This means this work can only be used for non-commercial use. That means you cannot use it to make money. You cannot sell it in any kind of way to get some kind of profit from using the work in whatever you're creating. The third type is ND, or no derivatives. No derivatives or adaptations of the work are permitted, meaning you can use the work, but it must be used in exactly the same type. So you cannot change it in any way. You cannot change the color, the size, you cannot crop it or make it bigger or anything like that. It must be used exactly the same way. Now the fourth type is SA, or share alike, and it can be commonly mixed up with the no derivatives. Now, SA means that you can distribute, remix, adapt, and build upon the material or work in any type of medium or format, but you must share it with the same type of license that was originally attached to that original piece of work. The type of license cannot change. So no derivative means you can share the exact same kind of work. It is equal to the original work. You cannot change it in any way. And then SA, share alike, means you can change the work, but you have to save it with the same kind of license type that was originally attached to the work. So now let's talk about the different Creative Commons license types. There are 6 different license types, and we're going to talk about them from the most to the least permissive. All right, so the first type is the Creative Commons Attribution by. This license enables users to distribute, remix, adapt, and build upon the material in any type of medium or format as long as attribution has been given to the creator. The license allows for commercial use, and Creative Commons Attribution by includes the following elements, which is the BY, Attribution by, where the credit must be given back to the creator or author of that original work. So the second type is the CC BY-SA, or the Creative Commons Attribution by Share Alike license. This license enables reusers to distribute, remix, adapt, and build upon the material in any medium or format so long as attribution is given to the creator. But then it also allows for commercial use. If you remix, adapt, or build upon the material, you must license the modified material under the identical terms. So using the same kind of license that was originally given to that piece of work you're using in your new work. So that includes the attribution by and the share alike element. The third kind of Creative Commons license includes the attribution by and the non-commercial license. This license enables reusers to distribute, remix, adapt, and build upon the material in any medium or format for non-commercial purposes only, so you cannot use it to make money. and only so long as attribution has been given back to the original creator of the work that you're using in your work. Then you have the CC BY NC SA. So this license enables reusers to distribute, remix, adapt, and build upon the material in any medium or format for non-commercial purposes only, so no selling to make money, and only so long as attribution has been given back to the creator. If you remix, adapt, or build upon the material, you must license the modified material under identical terms. So that includes 3 of the different elements, right? So we have the attribution by, so you have to give credit back to that original author. The non-commercial use, so you can't use it to make money. And the share alike, so you have to share those work with the same kind of license type even if you have modified the work in some kind of way. So then you have the CC BY ND. So this license enables reusers to copy and distribute the material in any medium or format in unadapted form only. So you must share the work exactly as you got it from. So you cannot crop it, change colors, paint over it, anything like that. And only as long as you give credit back to that creator. The license allows for commercial use. So you have the 2 elements, the attribution by and the non-derivative element that is included in the CC BY ND. Then you have the last type, the Creative Commons BY NC ND. This license enables reusers to copy and distribute the material in any medium or format in unadapted form only, so you cannot change it in any way, on only for non-commercial purposes, so you cannot use it to make money, and only as long as you give credit back to that creator of the original work. So that includes 3 of the elements. You have the attribution by, so you have to give credit to that author, the non-commercial, so you cannot use it to make money, and then the ND, so no derivatives. So that means you must share the work exactly as you got it from the original creator. So when you're choosing a license, you have to think about each of the different elements included in the 6 different license types, as well as what exactly public domain means. And it gives you an entire range of options. The best way to decide which is appropriate for you is to think about why you want to share your work and how you hope that others will use your work. Okay, so pop quiz time. You tell me, which of the symbols for the elements in the different Creative Commons license types means you must give credit back to the creator or author of the original work if you decide to use it? Which symbol for the elements in the different Creative Commons license types means that you cannot create any type of derivative or adaptation of the work? It means you must you must use it exactly as you found it. Now, which symbol means that you must share it exactly with the same terms, the same license types as you found the work, even if you decide to change it in any kind of way? And then which symbol means that you can use it only for non-commercial purposes? All right, now let's look at the 6 different Creative Commons license types. So which of the Creative Commons license types allow for only non-commercial use of work that you're using in your creative piece? Now, which of the Creative Commons license types here forbid modifying the image in any way? So now we've discussed what exactly copyright is, as well as the different types of Creative Commons license types and the elements that make up each of them. So how does this relate back into Adobe Photoshop? Well, let's take a look. So when we go into Photoshop, I just have a project that I've been working on opened up here. So say I would like to change the status of my work to mean that it is copyrighted, and I'd like it to be copyrighted in a specific way. Well, it's pretty easy. You actually can go up to the File menu up here at the top, because our menu bar is always located at the top of Photoshop. And we will go down to the bottom of the File menu to File Info. This is the same on Windows or Apple computer. So under File Info, we're going to click on it, and it's going to open up this dialog box. It gives us a lot of information about our project that we have open. We're under the Basic tab, and it should be the first tab that opens up automatically. You can see there's several subheadings here: document, title, author, author title, description. You can even rate your project. Well, so if I wanted to make myself the author, I could just type in my name right here. Or you would put your name, of course. And now, when I go a little further down, I see a subheading called Copyright Status. Well, that's what I'm wanting to look for, right? Well, I've already got it set to copyrighted. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's in this drop-down menu. It has 3 options here: unknown, copyrighted, and public domain. Anytime you create a new project, it's automatically going to be set under copyright status unknown. So you can go under there and change it to copyrighted. Now, if you want your work to be able to be used freely by anyone, you could also put it under public domain. Now, if you put it under copyrighted and there's a specific copyright Creative Commons license type that you would like it to be, you could actually put that information right underneath in the copyright notice box here. So if I wanted it to be non-commercial purposes only, I could put non-commercial use only. And then when I press OK here, it'll close that dialog box, and now it'll save that project under copyright status. So I can actually go in and close this project here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and save it. And then when I go back in and open up that project again, I can go back under which menu? The File menu, and go all the way down to File Info. And it opens up that dialog box. Make sure you're on the Basic tab and check the copyright status. Well, there it is, everything that I've saved. My name is the author title and the author, the copyright status as copyrighted, and the copyright notice non-commercial use only. So it's pretty simple if you want to make your work saved as being copyrighted. Now let's take a moment and review. Which menu would I click to go and change my copyright status of my project? When I go into that menu, what would I click on to open up the dialog box? Which subheading title would I change the drop-down menu to say that my work is copyrighted? So now that you have learned about copyright, as well as the different Creative Commons license types and the different elements that make up each, as well as how to apply this in Adobe Photoshop, I would like for you to go and look at the assignment in Google Classroom that this video is attached with, and I'd like you to find the Photoshop file that has been linked there. You should be able to download that Photoshop file from the Google Drive. Once you have it downloaded, go ahead and open it up in Photoshop and follow the steps that we just talked through and set the copyright status to copyrighted. Put your name as the author. Put Media Arts Student as the author title. Put the name of the document as Copyright Lesson. Then under the copyright notice, go ahead and put that this work is supposed to be used for non-commercial purposes only, as well as being attribution by. And go ahead and put in the definitions of each of those elements. You can also go ahead and add in which Creative Commons license type these would fall under as well if you would like. Once you're done with that, save that project. Make sure when you save your project, you go ahead and put your name in front of the project's original name. That way, when you turn it in, I know that you have turned in the actual project and you have followed the instructions. That way, when I go in to open it, or your teacher, I can make sure that you have completed what has been requested within this activity. Once you have gone ahead and saved your project, make sure you go ahead and turn it in to the Google Classroom assignment and submit your work. If you forget to submit, you're not going to get points for your work, even if I see it's there. Make sure you fully complete the assignment and turn it in. Congratulations, you've made it through this lesson with me on copyright and the Creative Commons license types when dealing with Adobe Photoshop. Thank you, and I hope to see you another time.